Hey, greetings, IBMers. I wanted to go over your assessment with you, and I've been looking at it here. I'm working in Saudi Arabia. I'm going to be keynoting at the ASTD MENA conference tomorrow morning. So, question number one of the tests is that it breaks preoccupation. You have that right. I really want to emphasize the whole idea that involvement is the key. That's what breaks preoccupation. Number two, no difference. You got that right. The difference is that an opener is always relevant, and I would also say this: we probably never want to do an icebreaker. We always want it to be relevant. What's one thing a trainer should never say? Yeah, are there any questions? And the reason for that is that 90% of the time you won't get them, or you'll have the same people asking the questions over and over again. It's much better if you want to use question and answer as a transition to do just what you suggested in the spreadsheet, which is give people a couple of minutes in a small group to come up with questions, then have a set Q&A time. Criteria for next ACT. Yes, you got that absolutely right. Enough said. You should go out of your way. False. Never do for participants what they can do for themselves. There are plenty of things that you need to focus on as the instructor, and having them do things like distribute material, temperature control, housekeeping, making sure that their table areas stay neat, are all things that they can take care of, so you can focus on the things that only you as an instructor can do. You should go out of ways to, let's see, which is not a performance solution. Designing. And remember that from the performance solutions cube. When performance is the question, training is the sixth answer. And so you look at the other things, and you did a good job of mentioning those. So let me just scroll down. Okay, very good. One of the ways to create a climate for adults to motivate themselves, and you got that right on pages 56 to 62. There are 11 ways to motivate adults, or for them to create a motivational environment for themselves. And then number 10, yes, we have KFD, know, feel, and do. And besides Kirkpatrick's model, it's also Bloom's taxonomy, which we look at for objective setting. And know, what cognitive domain, what do we want them to know they didn't know before? The affective domain, feeling, build confidence. And then the psychomotor, the do, skills domain. Okay, 90 minutes without a break. Yes, and you got that right. We want to really emphasize that 90-28 rule. And remember, in the triangle, the number is 20. We chunk all the content in 20-minute chunks. And then we want to involve them at least every 8 minutes, 4 minutes if you're doing webinars. Okay, what's the next one? Okay. Presenting, yes, remember the continuum that we had, that presenting is primarily content focused, facilitating is process focused. So we have content, we have process, and the ideal training is rich in content, but the process of helping the participants uncover it for themselves. The purpose of training is to deliver results. Perfect. The 7 ways to remember every, and hopefully you remember all of those. So just think about it for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So number 1 is, think about it, primacy. Number 2, recency. Number 3, chunking. Number 4, linking. Number 5, 6X. Number 7, record or recall. Remember the pencil. And number 8, outstandingness, my Hawaiian shirt. Okay, number 13, 4 levels of knowledge. Yes, remember AFCM. Awareness, familiarity, competence, mastery. You've got it. Asking participants to guess, then revealing is a great way to gain attention. Absolutely. Curiosity is a very powerful motivator. Okay, mind mapping is not, you were correct, mind mapping is a tool to help rapidly structure content. It's not a stress map. Okay, content participation revisiting should be chunked into what segments? Okay, and again, you got that right. We emphasized that just a minute ago, 90-20-8. Okay, and again, number 17, make me feel important about myself. It's the building the confidence, it's recognizing participants, but also encouraging participants to recognize one another as they contribute to one another's learning. Now, actually number 18, CIO is the social component of learning. And it says false in your spreadsheet, but that is actually true. Anytime people come together, the first thing they want is to be in control or feel safe. Once they feel safe, they move to, I want to be included, I want the acceptance of my peers. And then we move to openness. And so it's not about a training component, it's understanding the social dynamics. So the correct answer to that is that it is true. Control or safe, included, and openness. Okay, pure theory. No, that is false, and that's why. But the preference is EAT, and we start with an experience that causes participants to feel aware. Then we give them the theory that supports the experience. Why? Because people don't argue with their own data. Okay, CIO, you've got that correctly, control, included, openness. Participant-centered training rarely taps, so the key there is rarely. It as much as possible taps into the expertise, so you were correct, it is false. Pike's second law, people don't argue with their own data, absolutely. 90-28-20, sit with retention. Okay, and again, you've got that correct. Okay, and actually, number 24, openings should ignore the length, regardless of the length of class. That's false. So an opening is actually appropriate. So if I had an hour class, it'd be like 1 to 2 minutes for opening, 1 to 2 minutes for closing. And if I had a full day class, I might take up to 15 or 20 minutes for opening. Why? Because there might be more need for networking, forming new groups, doing that kind of thing. Okay. All right, the others you did a really good job on, and so I hope this little video maybe creates some clarification for you, and I think you did a really good job of breaking people into small groups and having them go back over this. I think there was just a couple of little things that I needed to clarify, not too much at all, and so hopefully this will help you in any final preparation that you need to do. By the way, may very well be speaking at a training conference in Taiwan in end of October, beginning of November, and so I'm sure that Keith will keep you informed of that. ASTD is partnering with a technology group in Taiwan to do an Asia Pacific ASTD conference. So take care, and glad I could connect via video.